Is my purpose supported by the RDS? The expert working group started our work by examining dozens of today's Who Is use cases. We spent months trying to identify various categories of users, digging into their purposes for needing Who Is data, and the data elements that are and are not really needed to meet those purposes. If you look at our final report, you will find a list of the distinct RDS users and purposes that we already considered. We believe this is a pretty thorough list, but we know that our list is not exhaustive. We fully expect that new users and purposes will be identified over time and have recommended a vetting process for adding new users and purposes as may be required to address future global Internet needs. We believe that the use cases examined by the EWG were representative enough of existing and potential uses to establish RDS needs. In particular, we considered whether all users and purposes should be allowed. Given no rationale for accommodating the needs of some users but not others, we recommended that the RDS accommodate all non-malicious uses to some degree. This led us to recommend a paradigm of gated access, where users are given access to RDS data for permissible purposes only, with more sensitive data being accessed only by users with a need to know, who agree to identify themselves, state their purpose, and be held accountable for appropriate use. Ultimately, we created a permissible purpose called DNS transparency, intended to cover many different users' needs for public registration data. However, if the public data available for that permissible purpose does not prove sufficient for your own use case, there would be an ongoing process for any user to suggest a new permissible purpose. As you will see in our report, proposed purposes and data needs would be carefully evaluated against existing purposes.